What's up, guys? So right now I'm on my way to the dermatologist. It's like 9 something in the morning. My appointment's at 10. So I know we talked about the different goals that I have for myself before I turn 30, and of course, you know, physical appearance is one of them. So I'm really trying to get my skin together because, you know, I'm almost 30 and I still have this skin problem going on, this acne, and I want to get on a system and on a regimen and actively, regularly seeing a dermatologist so that I can really get this taken care of, because I'm really tired of my skin looking like this. And, you know, my makeup be looking bomb, but then the freaking acne just takes away from the beatness, you know? So yeah, I'm headed to do that right now. Hey guys, so I'm in the dermatologist's office right now. Hopefully he comes here and gives me some good news to help out with all of this, like, so bad. And yeah, so the dermatologist went pretty well. I have some options as far as what I want to do. I think I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is go ahead and do something called Accutane, which I will have to take for about 5 to 6 months, and then after that I should not have any more acne ever. So there's like a 60 to 70% chance that I won't ever have acne again. My dermatologist was really nice. I loved him, got a really good vibe from him. He gave me several options before even bringing up the Accutane, even though I was already thinking about it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have read the title, then you pretty much know why you are already here. We're here to talk about my acne journey as well as my new journey I'm starting with Accutane. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, I'm not going to go too much into detail because we want to get to the nitty-gritty of the Accutane process and what I'm taking and all of that. So just to tell you a little bit about my skin journey, I've always had clear skin my whole child life, pretty much. And the summer after 8th grade, the summer before 9th grade, I was 14, and that's when I started to develop my early stages of acne. I didn't have too much going on. I just saw that I did have a few pimples, and it was different for me because before that I had pretty much clear skin. I never had a problem with skin. I always got compliments on my skin, and yeah, so it was different for me to start getting these blemishes. I mostly began to get them in my T-zone area, so my forehead, and then I would get some on my chin as well. And that pretty much stayed the same for me throughout high school. It got a little bit worse towards the end of high school, but I would say compared to where my skin is now and how it's been for the past few years, that was actually manageable. My mom has clear skin. Nobody else in my family had acne, and my mom used Noxzema, so I just started using Noxzema thinking that it was going to help, and never did. I tried, I think it was like Clearasil, like the little cotton pads that had the salicylic acid on there, or the benzoyl peroxide, one of those. So I mainly just used Noxzema, and I started to notice that Noxzema was making my skin oily, or I thought it was. So it just never really helped, and I don't think at that time that my mom really understood what was going on with me. She thought I used something that caused the acne to come, but it never went away. So fast forward to college, I still pretty much had the same problem in my T-zone area. Sometimes I would get little blemishes on my cheek, but mostly my acne pretty much stayed in the T-zone area. I would say once I started grad school, I was about 23. It started to have different type of flare-ups. Not only was I just getting into my T-zone, I did start getting more on my cheek more often, but I still feel like it was more manageable than it is now. So in 2014, I moved from Georgia to Arizona. And if you've ever been to either places or just the South and the West Coast, you understand that there's a big difference in humidity and the weather. They both do get very hot, but Georgia has more humidity than Arizona does. Arizona has dry heat as well as a lot of dust. And baby, when I tell you, when I moved out here, my skin went freaking crazy. I never really had the cystic acne until I moved out here to Arizona. Also, I have to mention that once I moved out to Arizona, I did start to experiment more with makeup. I wasn't just, wearing the L'Oreal True Match or the CoverGirl Queen collection. I started to buy MAC makeup, which I've learned doesn't really work well for my skin. And I also started to visit Sephora and try things there, as well as Ulta. And my skin just began to go crazy. So I don't really know if it's a combination of the two, or if it's because of the dry weather and the dust in Arizona, or if it's just because of the different makeup products I was using. I honestly feel like it's just a hormonal thing, because even though Arizona is dry and it is a lot more dusty, you do have to pay more close attention to your skin, which I feel like I started to do a lot more. And I also feel like it helped me with my oil, so my skin wasn't as oily. As far as the makeup part goes, I honestly feel like I use a way better quality of makeup than I did before, so I don't feel like it's that. So I did finally go ahead and go to a dermatologist last year, and he did put me on some pills and also give me a topical medicine. I cannot for the life of me remember what the topical medication was called, but I do know the antibiotic pill that he put me on was the doxycycline. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But basically, I didn't like the pill. It made me very nauseous, so I did stop taking it. I did use the entire treatment that he gave me for the topical medication. I don't feel like I was using it as faithfully as I should have, but when I was using it consistently, I did see some improvement, but not enough. My skin has really just been going up and down the past year. I've tried using just natural products, coconut oil and then apple cider vinegar rinses and things like that, making my own mask. And I did see improvement in my skin at some points of the year, and then other times it would get bad. Recently, my skin has been pretty good, and I have been on birth control consistently for the past few months and on and off for the past couple of years. And I do see that with the birth control, it did help to maintain it, but it never got rid of the little bumps that were all over my face. It never got rid of that. It did stop some of the big cystic bumps that I was experiencing, but it didn't clear up my skin completely. So I did have probably in the past week and a half where I missed a few days of my birth control, and I wasn't taking it at the right time, and I noticed that my skin started going bonkers again. So I don't know if you can tell, but like there's this bump right there, there's one right there, there's a couple here, and then you can also just see like some that I popped, and you're not supposed to do that at all, but yeah, you can see that my face is just not clear. Right now I do have on makeup. I have the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter foundation. I have about 2.5 pumps, maybe not even 2.5, but and I just have some concealer under my eyes, so I'm not contoured and extra all of that. But I am able to cover my acne pretty well with the makeup, but at the same time I feel like my makeup doesn't even look as bomb as it should, because the acne is still there and you can see it when you get up close. So I recently went to a dermatologist last month, told him about the issues that I'm having. He asked about my history with antibiotics and other topical medications that I've tried. I told him nothing worked, and he went over all of the options for me, and one of the last options that he offered was Accutane. I pretty much went into the appointment knowing that I probably would want to try Accutane, and if he offered it to me, then I was going to go ahead and do it, and I decided, let's go ahead and get the process started. The actual medication that you take is called isotretinoin, and Accutane is one of the brand names for the product. I'm actually going to be taking a generic product called Myorsin. This is what the box looks like. So I'm taking 40 milligrams once a day. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube where people were taking 2 a day. My doctor is trying to start me off light, and then we probably will build up to 2 pills a day or higher the dosage. as time goes on. So there is a big process that goes along with taking this medication. You don't just get to go to your dermatologist, tell them that you want Accutane, and then they just put you on it automatically and send you to your nearest pharmacy to pick up your prescription. It does not work like that. There are a lot of different side effects that could happen with Accutane, so you do have to be very, very, very careful. Isotretinoin is basically a very high dosage of vitamin A. And since there are so many different side effects that can happen, you have to be very aware. Your dermatologist is really gonna make sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into. One of the first things I had to do at my first dermatologist appointment was take a pregnancy test. And that is because one of the side effects of this medication is birth defects if you become pregnant. You basically have to pledge to not get pregnant. You have to register for this program called I Pledge, which is basically stating that you are aware that if you do get pregnant on this medication, your child will have severe birth defects. And also, if you can prevent something like that from happening to a child, then you would want to. So you have to use 2 forms of birth control. I actually am already on birth control pills, as I mentioned, and then my second form is a male latex condom. You have to sign up and register online on the iPledge website. You're given a password, an ID. It's very, 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 very serious. I got a big pamphlet with all of this information, as well as information online about it on the iPledge website. Also, I had to do blood work to check my liver and other things, because of course everything gets filtered through your liver anyways, but when you're taking a high dosage of vitamin A, you really have to make sure that your liver is functioning properly so that it can filter this out throughout your body. So I had to do that. I had to do the pregnancy test, and then I had to wait 30 days for all of that to come back. I went to my appointment this past Friday, and I had to take another pregnancy test. So you have to take 2 negative pregnancy tests before you can even get your prescription. So everything came back fine with my blood work. My 2 negative pregnancy tests were good, and I was able to go ahead and get my prescription. So I have already taken 1 pill, so it's been about 12, and I don't know, it's what, 2 o'clock now. It's probably been about 15 hours since I took the pill. And of course, with any medication, you are given a list of all of the different side effects, and I would be lying if I didn't say that I wasn't nervous about some of these things. One of the things that particularly stood out to me, other than of course the birth defects, is that it can affect your vision. So you have to make sure and monitor your vision basically to see if you're being affected. I work from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. so when I get off, it's nighttime, and my dermatologist told me I have to be very careful and be very mindful that I'm able to see at night, because it can affect your vision and make it blurry. Also, I wear contacts, so I have to make sure and pay attention to see if I see any changes in my vision with my contacts, and I may have to take them out and wear my glasses for the duration of my treatment time. You could have other skin problems like rashes, you could have stomach problems, so you could have mental problems. You can go into psychosis, you can have depression. Some people have tried to kill themselves, some people have succeeded in killing themselves on this medication. I don't feel like I would have a problem with that. You know, that's why you gotta stay prayed up in situations like that. And I've watched so many different videos on this, and the most common thing that people have said has happened is you do get some joint pain, as well as dryness in your eyes and your nose and your lips, dry skin, period. I'm not really worried about it. I feel like I've been given enough information to know what I need to look out for, and if I notice any changes, I will stop taking the medication and notify my dermatologist right away. I'm actually going to be on the medication for 6 months, And I'm just excited to see where my skin goes. And from the testimonies that I've seen online and from what my dermatologist has told me, I have some good things to look forward to. I really am confident, and I'm putting it out there, putting the positive energy out there that this is going to change my skin forever, and I will not have to deal with this cystic acne anymore. This is what it looks like, and as you can see, there are so many different indicators on the box that tells you you cannot get pregnant. You see the pregnant lady right here. There's a circle with a slash through it telling you not to do that. There is so many different notifications here. So I'm gonna open the box for you guys so you can see. So this is what the individual package looks like. I got 3 packages of 10 pills, so 30-day supply. So you're only given 30 pills at a time because you do have to continuously be monitored. I do have to continue to take pregnancy tests every month as well as do blood work. I don't know if I have to do blood work the entire time that I am taking the pills. My doctor did mention probably after a few months he will not have me do blood work anymore, but he just wants to monitor the first few months to make sure that my body is still okay to be taking this medication. I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time. After I took my pill yesterday, I was psyching myself out a bit by reading all of the different side effects, but I know that I'm going to be okay just because of the success stories that I have seen. So I'm excited to bring you guys along on this journey, and I just wanted to come here quickly to let you know about it. And if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. I don't see a lot of videos on YouTube with dark-skinned Black women talking about their journey with Accutane isotretinoin. I just wanted to chronicle my journey so that I can help other Black women who may be contemplating going onto the medication as well. I'm going to insert some pictures so you can see what my skin looks like today, and I will do that at the end of every video so you can see the progression of my skin. If you've been on Accutane before, I can use all the advice I can get, and next time I will come with a video showing you how the first week went, as well as what products I will be using to keep my skin moisturized and to clean my skin throughout the journey. So until next time, guys, stay